Hey guys, this is Neon for CLOWNFISH TV, and I'm in Disney World today. I'm in Disney World. I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and I'm here for the opening of Toy Story Land. And I actually wanted to show you guys, since we've been talking so much about Star Wars and the parks and how important Star Wars is to Disney right now in terms of theme park attendance. I just want to show you what this really means for Disney. So this is Hollywood Studios. If you've never been to Walt Disney World, it's sort of their answer to Universal Studios. Toy Story Land opened today, and I can't take you there because the wait time just to get into Toy Story Land today is something like 3 to 4 hours. It's absolutely insane. But I'm going to show you the line for Toy Story Land. Then I'm going to take you over to Galaxy's Edge and talk a little bit about Star Wars and what the theme parks actually mean to the Walt Disney Company. And you're going to see firsthand how much money Disney makes off of their theme parks, okay? So Hollywood, they're talking it might hit capacity today for Toy Story Land. Toy Story Land, if you're not familiar, is just a very small land with essentially a kiddie coaster and a spinning ride. It's themed to Toy Story, and there are like thousands and thousands of people here for that, and they're buying all kinds of merchandise. They're buying popcorn buckets. I think they're like 25 bucks a pop, and they're wrapped. The line is wrapped clear around. I think that might be the popcorn line up here too. Clear around this grassy area up here. It's absolutely insane. But I just want to show you where the line for Toy Story Land. Now, Toy Story Land is actually over on the eastern part of the park, and we're gonna follow the people, and we're gonna see why Star Wars is so important to Disney right now and why they can't afford to make any missteps with it.
Yes, ma'am.
60-minute wait. It's going to be like 2 hours. Here's their makeshift Star Wars stage show that they've got until they get Galaxy's Edge open. So I'm going to try to take you around here and show you just how insane it is for Toy Story, and then you're going to magnify that by like 1,000 for what you can expect for Galaxy's Edge. Okay. This line goes down the steps over here. Now I'll take you to the launch bay. I'll show you some Star Wars stuff over there. Again, this is not something I typically do on this channel. Theme parks is not something I typically do on this channel, but I'm just trying to convey like how much money is at stake with Galaxy's Edge, because what you're seeing for Toy Story is nothing compared to what you're going to see for Galaxy's Edge. So the line for Toy Story goes clear down that street. It comes out up the steps. Oops, I'm sorry. Down here, it's wrapped clear around. Look at this. It's flat. This is the old the Chinese theater, which they had the great movie ride here. Now they're going to have a Mickey Mouse ride. The line just to get in. This is just to get into Toy Story Land. We're talking a 3 to 4 hour wait just to get into Toy Story Land on opening day. There are lines. They're not letting people go into the merchandise store now because they're selling out very quickly. The line wraps clear around, goes through this entire building. Okay, and and you're probably wondering why I'm streaming this for Toy Story Land, because this has everything to do with Star Wars. Because what you're seeing today is nothing compared to what Star Wars will be when it opens. Again, this is to get in the Toy Story Land clear around here, just to get in, not to ride anything. And it goes clear down the street. Look at this. This is just to get into Toy Story Land. This isn't even to ride anything. Okay? So this line, they're talking the line just to get into Toy Story Land on opening day, 3 to 4 hours. Galaxy's Edge is going to be like just absolutely insane. So, when we talk that the theme parks mean more to Disney than the movies, that's not hyperbole. That's like entirely true. The theme parks mean a lot because people got to pay a lot more to get into the theme park. A moviegoer might pay 10 or 15 bucks a ticket. Theme park goer is going to pay 120 bucks to get in the door. They're going to be buying food. They're going to be buying merchandise. They're worth a lot more to Disney than the average moviegoer. And here's a line for Toy Story. Oh my God, it never ends. Again, the reason I'm showing you Toy Story is I want to try to convey, like, this is nothing compared to what's going to happen when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens in Walt Disney World. Again, these folks are spending $120 a head to get in the door just to ride the rides. That's not including any food, any merchandise. The line goes clear down the street here. This is just to get into Toy Story Land. That's Toy Story Land. Toy Story Land was like, meh. You know, people were looking forward to it, but not like Star Wars. And I'm going to take you down to Galaxy's Edge and show you what's going on over here. Galaxy's Edge, you know, right now Disney is betting heavy on that. They cannot afford for Star Wars to take a black eye publicly, because that's going to drive attendance. They want lines like that, but times 20 for Galaxy's Edge. I guarantee you it's going to be the biggest freaking thing. They will make sure of it. But, you know, what could put a dent in it is a lack of enthusiasm for Star Wars. I mean, I thought there was a lack of enthusiasm for Toy Story, but there they are. Let's go over and see what Galaxy's Edge looks like now. Now, if you're not familiar, I mean, people were surprised, you know, that follow our channel were actually surprised Disney's doing all this with Star Wars. I mean, they're literally adding about 25% to the park just to add the Star Wars edition on. Now, currently, the only Star Wars, well, they've got multiple Star Wars areas now, but the original Star Wars area in Disney was this little mini themed land over here for the Star Tours ride, which I'm going to show you the life-size walker. It's pretty cool. Again, it's all original trilogy. Check that out. Okay. Now, this was built back in the early 1990s, long before The Last Jedi. So, even though they did change all the scenes, that crate is the main scene now on Star Tours, which I'm not a huge fan of. But there's the walker. And Star Tours even has this a long wait. Okay, so that's pretty much what they have for Star Wars now, and then they have a merchandise store. I'm going to walk you down to where Galaxy's Edge is going in. That's going to open next year. And see what we can see. I don't know if we're going to be able to see too much from here. Okay, that big gate right there, those big mountains, that is where Galaxy's Edge is going to be. Galaxy's Edge is the largest, most expensive land that Disney's built. They're building it on both coasts. They are like betting huge on Star Wars and the theme parks. And that line you saw for Toy Story will be nothing compared to the line for Star Wars. Hopefully. I mean, the only thing that really could put a dent into it is if people just don't care about Star Wars. But theme park goers are going to come anyway because they just want to ride new rides. But it does seem like the rides that they're building are based more on the original trilogy. So again, the only reason I'm showing you guys this, normally I don't live stream from Disney parks or anything like that, but we did have this conversation the other day about Star Wars and the brand and you know, what it means to Disney. And what I'm telling you is the movies are important, but this is actually more important to them than the movies right now. And a lack of enthusiasm for the movies might translate to a lack of enthusiasm for this, which would be catastrophic. A moviegoer is worth about $10 or $15 a head to Disney. A park goer is worth several $100s a head to Disney. The theme parks mean a lot. They mean a lot. So this is Galaxy's Edge. It's going to be massive. And again, it's not, you know, compared to Toy Story Land. The turnout for Toy Story Land is a 3 to 4 hour wait to get in. I don't even know what Star Wars is going to be. But so this is why, if Disney is freaking out right now, it's not just about the movies. If Disney's freaking out about Star Wars right now, they're freaking out about Star Wars because that thing right there is expensive. It's incredibly expensive. And they're betting heavy on it. Like I said, the theme park goer is worth a couple $100s a head at least, whereas a movie ticket goer is only worth 10, 15 bucks, whatever the price of admission was, to get into the theater. So Parks and Resorts for Disney carries the company through tough times. People still show up at the theme parks, even if they're hating on the movies, even if they're not buying the consumer products, they're not buying the comic books or whatever, they're still showing up at the theme parks in record numbers. So this is definitely, for Walt Disney right now, this is probably their most important division, I would say, even more so than the movies. So and if they should have a change in leadership at Lucasfilm, it's going to be because they're afraid of that right over there being jeopardized, because it's worth a lot more money to them than the Solo movie. I'll take you guys over to, the launch bay if I can get into it, which is where they have a lot of props from the original trilogy through the prequels to the sequel trilogy. It's actually kind of cool. Even if you're not a big fan of sequel era Star Wars, as I am not, it's still cool to go in and see a lot of the models. And if you guys are just joining in, this is the line for Toy Story Land, which is 3 to 4 hours to get in to Toy Story Land. It's just a kiddie coaster and a spinning ride. Galaxy's Edge is supposed to be like a game-changing theme park experience. Disney's dumping a ton of money into it. And I'm behind this one here. If you guys hang tight, I'll take you to the launch bay and we'll look at some of their Star Wars stuff over there. And the thing you'll notice about the launch bay, that's kind of, I mean, they do have some props from all the movies, but the merchandise is very heavily original trilogy. Like, it's very heavy on Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, Vader. There's some newer stuff there, but it just seems like they're really beating the classic drum there, because they know it sells. They know it sells, and it's a classic Star Wars. So again, this line is just to get into Toy Story Land. A 3 to 4 hour wait. And we're going to head over to the other side of the park here. Disney has very, they have a few like makeshift Star Wars areas now until Galaxy's Edge opens. They do have the one ride Star Tours. They've got this stage where they have basically it's a stage show. It's okay. But it's just movie clips and cosplay characters. And then we'll take you over to the launch bay, where they actually have some pretty cool stuff. I mean, even if you don't like the direction they're taking Star Wars in right now, the launch bay is pretty cool. And especially the merchandise over there. They have a lot of original trilogy stuff, like oversized Kenner figures. It's really cool. Apparently they're going to do the show here pretty soon. Yeah, the March of the First Order. Okay, I've seen it. It's not anything spectacular. Let's go over to the launch bay. Yeah, when you're looking at these crowds, just again, keep in mind that we're talking hundreds of dollars a head for Disney. Oops, excuse me. Compared to like $3.99 comic book or a $15 movie ticket. Parks and Resorts makes them a ridiculous amount of money. That's the line just to get a popcorn bucket, $25 popcorn bucket. Around the corner, and look at that. It's crazy. Next year when Galaxy's Edge opens, it's just going to be absolute insanity. Even if people hate the movies, they're still going to come to this just to check it out. And they will give Disney lots of money. And that's why they're freaking out. Oh, there we go. Yep, that helped. Yeah, putting those signs up helped. It's not even in the theaters anymore. But we're gonna go in the launch bay. The launch bay is actually pretty cool. This is where they keep all the Star Wars trinkets for now until they open Galaxy's Edge.
On your back, the characters are on your right.
Well, you can't buy them.
Hey. Oh, Stormtroopers. Hey. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go over here. All right. Now this actually, I think Alden actually sweated in this outfit. Okay, so this is all different. They actually had original trilogy stuff of solo stuff. So we'll see if there's because this is where all the original trilogy stuff was. We'll see if there's anything left or if it's all solo now. Well, let's see what we can find of the original trilogy here now, because this is where last time I was here, this is all original trilogy stuff, and now it's all solo. So, okay, well this is cool. I love this. Anakin's pod racer. Yeah, this is the actual pod racer, one of the few actual props. So, okay, let's go. Up, here we go, actual speeder bike. It's too damn early, yeah. Well, I was here before 7 o'clock this morning, just trying to cover Toy Story Land. It's insane, the crowds here already. This is an actual speeder bike. This is actually, I believe, one of the ones they used in Return of the Jedi. That's on loan from Lucasfilm, so. Yeah, yep. Good, that's the real deal. That's an actual speeder bike. And so, okay, well, that was kind of disappointing. They actually took most of the original, because the original trilogy stuff was out where the solo stuff is now. Let's take a walk down here. This is like the character meet and greets down here. Chewie and BB-8. The only reason I'm showing you guys this, normally, I mean, this is not a channel where we talk about theme park stuff. I mean, I'm a theme park junkie. We're here all the time. But it's to show you like how important Star Wars is. The bigger picture. Yeah, here we go. Right. The bigger picture for Disney is the theme parks, and it really feels like the movies, the sequels anyway, are being created with the theme parks in mind, because they're trying to create their own Star Wars to use the theme parks to continue the story the way they want to continue it. So. At least show you some of that. That's kind of cool. guess they do dessert parties in here, dinner parties, that sort of thing. You can rent this space out. Oh, this is BB-8, that's why. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go this way. Here we go. This is where the actual. Oh yeah, they moved a lot of the original trilogy stuff around, I guess. Hi. There we go. Yeah, this is a little more like it, right? It's got some wear on it. Oh, look, everybody. Okay. All you Tico fans, this is Rose Tico's actual jumpsuit. There you go. They're calling it Ray's lightsaber now. Really? It's the Skywalker lightsaber, well, and they broke it, so they're actually. There you go, guys. Rose Tico fans. There you go. Here's. Get your Rose fix. Yes, this was actually worn by and possibly sweated in by Rose herself. Say, yeah, this is actually worn. She's not very tall, is she? She's not very big. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. So the lightsaber, the Skywalker family lightsaber, is now being called Rey's lightsaber. That's disappointing. See this? Yeah, even Luke's lightsaber is no longer Luke's lightsaber. It's Rey's lightsaber. That's really disappointing. Okay. Well, anyway, more Last Jedi stuff. Don't really care about this. This stuff's pretty cool. There are some pretty cool. Too many porgs. And what you're going to see is that a lot of the merchandise, at least the high ticket, the high dollar merchandise, is still original trilogy. So that tells you so much. Okay, so here we go. Oh, there's Rey's lightsaber. You can buy it for, was it $400? $150? Oh my God, they're actually calling it Rey's. Yeah. That is the Skywalker lightsaber. It's actually being marketed as the Rey lightsaber for $149. That's really disappointing. So Luke has basically been wiped from Star Wars completely. God, why? Wow, they're missing a lot of the big. Okay, well, they used to have a lot of the big, like the oversized Kenner figures and stuff. I don't know if they still do. I haven't been in here in a while. Nope, there's Solo Station. Okay, who are they marketing this to? The $150. Jango Fett, $550. Oh, here they are. Okay, giant Kenner Darth Vader. This is actually very, very cool. I love this. You can buy it? I think you can buy it. It's like $1,000. Oh, he's almost $3,000. Almost $3,000 for the giant Kenner Darth Vader. It's actually pretty cool. All right, well, that's about all they have for Star Wars now and Disney. Like I said, Galaxy's Edge is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. And that's what Disney's banking on, and that's why they can't afford to have Star Wars take a hit like this with the movies because it decreases interest in the theme parks. So, I mean, people are still going to show up in droves to go just because it's new rides and they don't really care. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, I'm hearing more and more rumblings about, Kathleen Kennedy getting gone, and that might actually be the case. Because they can absorb a loss from one movie, but if they think it's going to affect the theme parks and the rollout of Galaxy's Edge next year, I mean, you can't exactly put Kathleen Kennedy on stage at Star Wars Celebration and have her boot off the stage by a bunch of Star Wars fans, when you've got this massive theme park expansion coming next year. So, swing of things. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.